Hi, what's up? My name is Adam, and you are on Cyber Raccoon channel. Today I'll keep talking about the most interesting post-apocalypse games caused by natural and man-general disasters. Watch the video to the end, subscribe our channel, and you will always be aware of what to play today. Frostpunk is a retro-futuristic strategy game that describes the events that took place after the cataclysm in the 19th century. A terrible cold reigned on the planet. People moved to the north, where the resources necessary for survival were still preserved. The player will have to manage the settlement of survivors, ensure the development of technology, and take care of the welfare of citizens as much as possible in such difficult times. In addition to the traditional attributes of strategy and city-building simulators, the game contains tasks that will require making difficult moral choices, for example, reducing the cost of sick people for the sake of healthy survival. In the long dark, you will find yourself in a territory that has survived a geomagnetic disaster. There is no electricity. Outside your hut there is only a piercing wind and cold, chilling to the bone. And supplies are running out, which threatens hunger and cold death. You'll have to go to a hostile world and try to survive in it. No supernatural dangers will threaten you, because even without them, Mother Nature has something to scare you with. So you have to look for food and other necessary resources, trying not to collide with wild animals and frostbite limbs. Mad Max. Post-apocalyptic action based on the legendary film, in which there was a place for exciting battles with raiders and for crazy races through the wastelands. A huge open world, random encounters, an impressive system of upgrades, and a lot of weapons. All this and much more awaits players in Mad Max. Don't Escape, 4 Days to Survive. A pixel-based point-and-click puzzle thriller that, like other members of this collection, tells the story of the hard life of the few survivors of the apocalypse. During the passage of the storyline, the player will be engaged in survival, searching for useful things, building relationships with other people, and, of course, solving numerous puzzles. Moreover, the developers do not lead the gamer by the handle. He himself decides where to go. There is a time factor in the game. During the day the player is looking for resources, and at the end he defends himself from monsters or hides from other misfortunes, for example, from a toxic cloud. Each playthrough is unique due to the random generation of events. Eastward. The RPG in a nice retro style tells about the deserted world of Eastward, where the remnants of humanity took refuge in the dungeons due to a terrible disaster. But one sweet couple, a miner and his mysterious girlfriend, are not going to spend the rest of their lives underground, so they escape and go on amazing adventures. Alternately controlling two heroes, you will visit interesting places, get close to the inhabitants of the outside world, solve a lot of puzzles, and fight with various enemies. The game exudes kindness and atmosphere, and its pleasant pixel graphics will linger in your eyes for a long time. Stay Out. The developers of MMORPG Stay Out strive to show the post-apocalypse as believable as possible, without zombies, mutants, and robots. The spirit of the game is close to the stalker. Here you also have to survive as a romanticized adventurer who searches for artifacts, explores the corners of the planet abandoned by mankind, and copes with various dangers, be it a lack of supplies or conflicts with other survivors. In fact, this is Stalker Online, which fans have been waiting for so long. It is clear which series. Biomutant will send us to a scary, beautiful fairy tale in which the tree of life was poisoned, and all hope for saving the world rests on the fragile shoulders of a warlike raccoon, for which we have to play. He will meet other inhabitants of the world, establish relations with factions, change history with his decisions, and fight terrible monsters. Some people think Biomutant is a nursery, but does that make the game bad? She has a great atmosphere and a good plot, and in terms of customization, hero, weapon, she can be considered one of the best. The post-apocalyptic world, hiding a lot of secrets, only by its appearance makes you want to stay for a long time. I Am Alive. Shoot or scare. In fact, the whole gameplay of I Am Alive comes down to the choice between these two elements. More precisely, it's warhead. Namely, it is the whole salt of the game, since the innovative, up to the present day, by the way, system of behavior when meeting enemies is the best that the developers from Ubisoft Shanghai could squeeze out of themselves for I Am Alive. Yes, there are still elements of parkour and exploration, random encounters with survivors, as well as some other ideas and game episodes, but almost all of them turned out to be too boring. Despite the very monotonous and quickly annoying gameplay, the world itself in I Am Alive turned out to be exemplary, post-apocalyptic, dark, gloomy, and inhabited by all sorts of trash. In general, an instantly killing slightest glimmer of hope for something better. The Fall, Last Days of Gaia is an old-school RPG set in the near future, after an environmental disaster. The plot tells about an organization that is trying to seize power on the ruins of human civilization, about marauders and bandits operating in the deserts, and, of course, about a lone hero who has to save lives. The game invites gamers to assemble a team of 6 people and travel across an extinct world in search of supplies. The combat system offers wide tactical possibilities, which is also achieved due to the abundance of weapons, armor, and equipment. To be continued. If your favorite game is not included in this list, write it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel, watch our other videos, press like, turn on notifications, and you will always be aware of what to play today.